Hi guys, my name is Taylor, but I really hope you know that considering we did make it halfway through the semester before this coronavirus hit. um, I don't know about you guys, but I'm starting to feel like Will Smith from I Am Legend, just like chatting with my dolls and stuff. And it's been great, like I love it, but being confined to this little house that my mom hoarded up, if you've ever seen the show, like Hoarders Buried Alive, my house looks just like that. And it's been tough. It's been a little rough. um, Living at home and being home all the time. Um, on another note, I read the LA Times this morning. I know, shocking. I read the news. That's shocking to me. And it said crime had gone down with the exception of domestic violence, which had gone up. Literally, as I was going to say, domestic violence went up because people are not meant to be in close quarters for this long because they get on each other's nerves. My sister walked in and just started flashing me. If that doesn't illustrate my point, I don't know what does. You're lucky you didn't have to see it. Anyway, I know it's been difficult, but as we're moving through this crisis together, I hope this first assignment can bring us together and allow us to communicate and bring some solace, or even at least a sense of normalcy back into our lives. So today we will be telling stories about our ancestors immigrating to America, or wherever else you would like, if there's some other place you have in mind. Whether it be because of a language barrier or a lack of education, too many immigrant stories go untold. In an effort to document their important pasts, which has permitted their legacies embodied in us, I invite you all to write their stories down. You could write about so many things, including why they immigrated or what their experience was that caused them to immigrate. You can write about their trials and everything they faced as they were in the process of immigrating. Or finally, you could write about life after having immigrated to the United States. True or not, that doesn't really matter. We're not so concerned about the facts or details about their story. Whatever you don't know, just make up. That story you will tell is important nonetheless because it represents a story that went untold. A story we can never fully know the answers to. And this fact that we can only hypothesize their journey further highlights the sacrifices that so many immigrants made when they decided to come to America. For me, for instance, I could write about how my Italian ancestors experienced discrimination based off of their olive-toned skin, which was darker than other Europeans. I could talk about how I was going to say it in Chinese, how my great-grandmother immigrated from China to Hawaii with her feet bound all the while. I could talk about a possible Russian ancestor in my lineage, and expand on that word possible and talk about many Russian Chinese people who passed as Chinese in order to take themselves out of situations in which they would have been discriminated against. Oh wait, just realized I did talk about that story. You can see that example of an untold history in the link below this one. And if you want another beautiful example of an untold history, I would highly recommend reading The Warrior Woman by Maxine Hong Kingston, a first-generation Chinese American. In a portion of her book, she details the life and death of her aunt whom she never knew. This is all because Kingston's mother had hidden the woman's story out of her feelings of shame. In turn, Kingston took it upon herself to write down plausible versions of her aunt's history. Again, I invite all of you to stand with authors like Kingston and myself today to tell a story. Tell your ancestors stories that are calling to be told. Stories that the world needs to hear, that the world has been missing. Stories that simply deserve to be told and documented and heard and repeated. I, for one, can't wait to read them. Bye! Can't wait, we can't wait.